There you go. Easy peasy. Okay, now we're going to work on some rope or rope and chain for, what's this, level 1, level 2?
Level 2.
So we're going to work on some rope or chain. In this example, we're just using something that we might have, right, which is a scarf or shawl, or we might use a belt. The first drill we're going to do is this, like a fighting stance. We're going to have it up like this. And Joe is going to attack. He's going to attack my face. And so all I'm going to do is move to the side first, like this. I just step to the side. So when he punches at me, I'm stepping to the side here. So I'm not really doing a lot right now with this. I'm really just kind of moving. So the first technique that we have is just tapping to side, and I'm using this back end here as a distraction, right here. Boom. So that would be one. So he throws, bam, and I use this. Now, keep an eye on Joe's head. When he comes, boom. See how I'm hitting with the back of that? That's the technique. He comes at me, bam, I'm striking with this. Okay? Okay, so we're going to work on that rope or chain or scarf or realistic self-defense, how we use this weapon. The first technique that we're going to do is getting our body out of the way, holding this up like this. We're not going to be showing it out like this. We're just holding like if somebody punches at me. I'm moving to the side here, and I have my hand up as a checking hand. So he comes, and I check here. I'm going to use this back part as a distraction. So he comes at me, boom, I'm striking right here. So he comes at me, bam, right there. And normally, he's too trained, his hand would not be constantly up here where he can protect himself, so I can strike him, get him up here in his eyes when he's coming at me. So that's the first step. And if you can come back over here. He comes with that punch, I'm here, and I have this strike. That's one. Another one is I come and I bring this part up here. So I can come in like this and I can strike, I can bring this part up, and I can bring this part here. And notice my hand is checking. I'm not trying to make it really complicated, because what I'm going to do is wrap his arm. So I'm doing a wrapping technique. So the first technique we're teaching right now is this wrap. So he comes in, I'm going to come up and I'm going to wrap here. Just like this. By pulling it back down and pushing this one up. Once I get it tight, that's when I move. From here, I then step down to here. And this is where I have my bringing my opponent closer and lower. I can also have a little bit of an arm break here if I'm fast enough. From this part, I take this loose part that's here, and then I'm going to wrap it around the neck to this side here to bring it down, and I push and I'll pull. Right up. Being a little too nice on Joe on this. So again, stop it. So we start up with our hands are here. He throws that punch. I bring it up. I wrap. I step in and I pull down. I take the free part, wrap it around the head. I pull it tight here. And this is where I can knee or I can strike. I'm going to bring it back down to this side, and I'll push and pull for this choke. So he comes in here, and down, around this side, pull, and then I have my choke. And going back to the first part of the technique, he comes, is striking here, and that's just that distraction. And then I can disappear or roll away. If you step back, I have this here, and Joe comes at me, I can move, throw it to this guy, notice he got distracted, and then I can go into my defense. Stop. So we're going to do 3 exercises with this weapon. We take it off. We start off with here. We see a threat. We bring it up here. The first part is he's going to throw a punch. We're just going to use this back part as a distraction. Right there. So he comes in, boom! Check. Then he comes in with a second punch, and I'm going to do the wrap. Right, check, wrap, and then I'm down. Right here. I'll bring it in, around his head, and that's where I have my choke. So those are the first 2. So he comes in, boom, that's one. Because we have the same person, we can use that second one. He comes in, boom, and I'm here, and I'm there, and I'm up, and I'm wrapping, I'm following here. I'll let go, pull it to this side, to the third one, which is to use as a distraction to the other side, then maybe I'll move into that opponent. So again, stop it. Yeah. So the first move is to take it off. We have it like a fighting stance. He comes, we step, we use his back part for distraction, to give us a little space and time. So he comes in, boom, I'll be here. Comes in again, that's when I wrap, and I'm down, coming for my choke, I'm here, and I come up. My second opponent's coming in, I wrap it into the bottom of the hand, and I'm doing my blinding powder style throw. So when he comes in at me, boom, I'm here, like this. And then I can come in with attack, or I can take my jacket off, and I can use this as a weapon here. So when he comes in, boom, boom, here, and then I can follow through. Okay, stop. Okay, so Anthony's gonna work the drill. Street self-defense style thing. So the first thing that happens is he notices the threat, and that's when you would stop, lower center of gravity, prepare, and pull off your weapon. But you're not trying to show this weapon so much like here I have it, just kind of hold it there. He does the first punch, boom, we do it like that. Now, notice his hand is thumb up. You want to snap it with your hand down, like this. Yeah, so you come back. So it's like this part, almost like a reversed hammer fist. So when he comes in at me, bam, like I'm doing this. So if I was using the finger strike, I'd have my hands. It's the same technique. And then you use it down, and then have his hand down just to show it. So when he comes in, boom, he gets this into the eyes as a distraction. Okay. Now, notice Anthony's coming in on this one. So when he comes in, he's used to coming in close. When you're close, he can fight. But we're going to use this one also to create distance. So when he comes in, I'm striking, but look, I'm coming back here because I want to watch what's going to happen next. So he comes in, boom, maybe I'm there, or maybe I want to escape. So I'm getting some distraction in his eyes. Maybe I have something, he comes in, boom, and I'm right here, and then I'm going to go. So I'll eyes and step back a little bit. So same drill, only create distance now instead of closing the distance. Okay, again, right now you're just standing there, so he's not moving. When he comes at me, I'm stepping back. Right?
Oh, okay.
He comes at me, boom, I'm stepping back, creating some distance between myself and my opponent. There you go. Better. Good. Good. Now you have something that strikes the eyes, a little bit of distraction, right?
Right.
Something in the eyes. So that's our first thought. Primary striking areas, eyes, throat, knees, or groin, because they're distractions, right? They help to break the pattern that your opponent is coming in with. So it comes in and interrupt the pattern there. Good. Right there. Good job. And stop. Go ahead and start filming. Not me, but this is where you can get everybody in the shot. So we're explaining it. That's good. So he's going to come again. He's going to attack. He's going to use this. First, we're going to be close enough because that's when you're going to do your second technique. So right now, you're going to just use it as a distraction, like close. He comes in, boom. Yeah, he stays close. So when that punch comes in, boom, he's right here. He's real close. So he can distract, and then he can go in for a choke, or he can wrap. So boom, right there, yeah. But you want to get that first part, because it leads us to the second part. Yeah, again, you got to react no sooner, because your hand's kind of coming up. And you want to think about this part. Again, less down and more around. If you notice when he comes, I don't have something. I come with my fingers, right?
Yeah.
So my thumb is down. So when he comes in, I'm boom right here. So put your hand up. Put your hand up so I can hit him. That way, I can actually hit him. So you want to do the same thing. You don't want to come too close. You want to have that room to come around from that side.
All right. So.
And remember, if he comes in at me and I'm right here, boom, I can just have this grass coming in, or this dirt, or my fingers. Okay, stop. Same exercise, only this time you're going to broaden the distance between you and your attacker. So the first technique is, he comes at me and I'm in close. I strike with my fingers or throw dirt, something in his eyes, but I'm still close, so I can shoot in and I can choke. Or I can step back here create distance between myself and my attacker. So that's the second thing we're going to do, is use that to create the distance. And you're going to do the same thing, make punches, to create the distance. Cool. Good. Stop. Okay, now what you're going to do, he's going to throw a punch. You're going to do the first distraction, but step away to create distance. Then he'll throw the same punch again. This time I want you to practice the wrap, meaning moving in the same strike, but now you're going to bring it up to do the wrap and the pull down. So he comes in. So distraction, step away. Okay, start again. Because you didn't step away that time. You got to create distance, which means you have to step back. So he's here, he comes in. Punch, step back, then you come up. Okay, start over. Now, once you've created that first strike and step back, now your mind's going into, I'm going to wrap now. I know what he's doing, I know his moves, I'm going to wrap the arm. So that's the technique we're working on, is how to wrap the arm.
So I'm not flicking, I'm just...
You're semi-flicking, but your focus is on wrapping. The flick will happen as it goes. Otherwise his arm, you'll notice, when you go like this, see his arm is way past here. And so then I have a different sort of a capture. Whereas if I have this and I go here, right? I have this one where I step way back, or I have it where here. But look where the arm is, right? I can still do my capture, but I'm doing it with my own arm, not only the scarf, right? I'm doing it this way, here, and I'm using pressure on the tricep, pressure on the arm. I take down, and then I slip over it myself and come here for this choke. But otherwise, if you don't do it with your arm, you're doing it with the scarf, which is coming here, right? There's the wrap.
Yeah.
And then I step forward and I pull his arm this way. And then I step and I shift my weight like this. And then I use this part here. But really we're focusing on this arm part here. Breaking this arm here, and then we're out. We're out of there.
Yeah.
So I want you to, distraction, comes in, distraction, I step away. Comes in again, and I wrap, boom, and I break the arm. And then I let go, and I have it here for my blinding powder move.
That?
Nope. It's okay, because you're still able to choke him.
Yeah.
Which is fine. You have two different parts of the chain of rope that you can choke him with. So you can do the right or the left. But before we get into the choke, I just want you to work on the break. So without this, he comes in at me, I step back, he comes in again, boom, I have it here, and I got the arm in this alignment here, and this is my break. Boom! I'm breaking it here, and I'm getting him out of my way to do something else.
Yeah.
And then stop it when you have it.
All right. The wrap around I'm having a hard time with.
Okay. Again, when he throws that punch, I step back. I have a little bit of a check here, and I have this distraction when I step back. When that second punch comes in, it's already coming through. I'm coming here, I'm wrapping, and I'm pushing it really tight. When you remember this with the chain, it really just tears into the skin right there. And now I'm twisting and turning and pushing, boom, as I do this whole thing to get to here. From this part, I have this one and this one if I want to wrap. Normally I would let go, right? I break the arm, let go, or pop down onto the body to scoot him away from me, and I have this. Or maybe you're going to do this. If you want to do a technique of a wrap, which is just this wrap right here. And the idea behind this wrap is he throws a punch and I come down and I wrap around this way. So he comes in, I'm down, and I wrap. That's the technique. So he comes in, and boom, I'm here. We're combining it with the arm wrap to have the two. So we have the one, then we have the wrap. I come down here, and I do the same wrap here, right there. Now, if I have his wrist, it creates it's really hard to do something like this in real life because people are going to start wiggling around. But if I have his wrist and I have a chain, he comes in, and I have more of this body right here. When I go up to his face to wrap, look what it does with his hand. This is kind of cute, huh? It kind of holds his hand to his neck. So you kind of tie him up. But something like that's going to happen from step A to step B to step C to step C. Step A to step B to step C, step C, yeah, step D to step C. It's not going to happen that way. It's not going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're just working on different parts. But maybe you'll be in a scenario where somehow maybe he's, you kick him in the knee, he falls down, he reaches for a screwdriver, and he's, okay, maybe the other hand, because that's the one I'm going to, reaches for a screwdriver, reaches for me, and somehow I get to here. And maybe, boom, I break that arm, and then I hold this here, and then maybe I can stab him with himself, or he's going to take the screwdriver out with his other hand. So, if you get into that scenario, that's the idea of the wrap. So, right there, it's the same movement twice. We're teaching this movement, right there. It doesn't matter if it's on the hand or the head. So that punch comes out, this is the movement 1. And the hand comes out and I drop it, this is the movement 2. It's the same type of a choke. So we're just teaching this thumbs down technique with a weapon. The first thumbs down technique was the attack, just striking to the eyes. The second one is the wrap on the hand to control an arm, and the third is to control the body with the choke, wrapping around the neck. So you're doing all three now in a practice routine. Two things. One is if you get the wrap here, it's just like grabbing the arm. You think about everything like it's an extension of your hand. So when I have here, I have the leverage. So if I want to break his arm with my chest, with my arm here, I have to have this leverage. So if I have the wrap here, when he comes, if I had the wrap here, I'm going to have a lot more leverage when I put my body, boom, into this elbow, right?
Yeah.
When I pull this up. If I have it up here, I have some control, but I won't really have that elbow break, right? There's no. Right. So that's one thing to good. If you can get closer to the wrist, that's good because you're controlling this, right? You're putting it right here. And now I got the elbow, and I'm popping down. So I would have to put it like this, wrap it up, or just hook my hand in here to get the elbow here.
Okay.
The second part is, this is the part we're thinking about right now. The thumbs down, this movement. When you're getting down, you're getting to here, and if you notice, Joe, he's bringing this one, right? He's trying to choke you like this.
Okay.
Right? This is one as well, but we're working on the thumbs down choke, which is bringing this hand up and around. Okay. So just think right the whole time. The right does the attack, right does the wrap, right does the choke.
Oh, good
it's
way
just
to think of
this
it.
constant movement. Right. Are you feeling me? Okay. So we have it up here. The right hand is doing all the work. The right is doing the attack right here. Just boom, right in there. It's doing the wrap here. And it's doing that wide choke. The attack, the first wrap, and that choke. All just right now. And you can do the same thing with the left, right?
Right.
And then it's just thumb down either way. Strike, good. And then there's that loop. And here, you have this, but that's a tiny loop. So when he comes, and I did that strike, right? And it comes second time, I tap here. This is very important. I'm still not just assuming that he's going to punch in this hole. I have to still have this. And I'm going right up here. Just bringing it up. Now this is exaggerating it, but I'm going right up here. And then I'm going to immediately switch. Boom. Right? And as soon as I switch, I lock. And that's when I step. Boom. Here. Into him. And that's when I start to pull this elbow. Boom. Up here. And again, I don't have to just use this. I got my arms. I can use my hand right here. And I can pop up in my body. Boom. And I can break right there, and I can sit down there. And then I still have this. I can run with it, or I can still use it. I can still come around for a choke. Or I can just, when it's wrapped around, I can just come off with it, right? And have it here, throw it. Or just, one way up. And then switch him and step forward. And then right, Around, choke. Now turn around and step behind him and sweep him with a sotogari, like a right rear leg sweep. Pull. Yeah, now push and pull. Push and pull until he taps. You have to push and pull to create the choke.
Yeah.
If you notice that he just had this around his neck like this. If I have it around his neck like this, then yeah, he looks nice. He's got a scarf. That's not doing very much. If I push one and pull the other, then I have the choke.
Yeah.
So once you do the takedown, because the way it's wrapped here, look at how the choke happens. This goes up here. Now we have a little bit of a tie up in the hands right here. So then what I'm doing is I knee him, boom, I'll give him like a knee in the head. Maybe I'll step back and kick the knee, but then I'm going to step behind him. Watch, I turn. Now watch how this becomes helps me with my takedown. Oh, see that? It pulls down. Now look what I'm here. There's not much choke going on. I have his hand, but look, there's not much choke on him. I have to push and pull. Right here. Okay. Bye-bye. I have to film every one of them, but I want at least one where Anthony's doing it correctly. Push and pull, push and pull. Okay. It's over. Starting off from the beginning, the first thing we're going to do is thumbs down, distraction. So Anthony comes in, boom, very nice. Okay, and actually hit him in the face. You can get a little closer with it, almost like you're going to punch him. Good. Now this time, same attack, but step back, creating distance between yourself and your attacker. So he comes, step back, good. Step back. Remember you have the wall value. Okay, now it's going to be here, and you're going to come in. You're going to strike, step, create distance. He's going to come in again. This time I want you to bring your hand up, exaggerate it a little for now, just to learn it, and then just switch it to do an arm wrap, to get that hand wrap. Wrap it around between here, try to get between the wrist and the elbows. Where we want to wrap in here so that we get leverage for that break. So he throws it, distraction one, and comes in again, and wrap, and then side, okay? And then here is where we got the elbow break. We can also bring our arm down if we want more control. We can actually use our arm. Don't worry about holding on to this. Use your other arm to bring it in. This hand. See, when I have his arm like this, I have it up. I can just bring this right here. I can bring this part here, and I can bring it there as well. But just feel how your hands would naturally go. Even though you have that, you can let go of that. It's wrapped around his wrist, or you can just have it partially in your hands and move.
I need to fix my defense.
Okay, same thing. We're going to create distance, so he throws a punch. Good. Now he goes his punch again. I'm going to wrap. Now, you notice how you pulled it towards you? Yeah. We don't want to pull it away from our opponent. We want to pull it up for right now, and we want to switch them. So we just want to go one up, and it'll be like this. And then we just want to switch it, switch your hands, and then that'll create the lock. One, up. Now, as soon as you get to here, pull this forward and step, like you're going to throw him. Use your body weight on him, and lift that arm up. You got that break right there. And now hold on to this with one hand, maybe your left, and let go with the other, and just walk away from him like that. He walks away. Now you have the weapon in your hand. When you walk away, you're going to walk away as if you're still going to use it. You're going to put these together, right, in like a little ball, and then you'll throw it, boom, to your partner so that he can do the next drill, and you can use your technique. One thing to note when you get this arm down, when he throws that punch, if I'm here and I strike and I get this arm and I lock this out, when I'm here and I break the arm and I want to escape, I can just step away, but I also have his leg in this position and his body, so I can do a hip slam to create some distance as I move, so we both go away from each other a little bit faster and a little easier. He's not going to fly that much, he kind of flew it. Another one is I can put my weight, see on his knee right here, I can put my weight, boom, onto this knee, and I can just pop back here, bam, like that, and push away as well. so I'm getting distance. So I have it here, I break, and I can go, or I can break and pop, and I can go. So when you're doing after your wrap with the weapon, think about that move, how you're going to create distance. So he's going to come in and go, distraction, and wrap, and then break, and then go. Very good. Now, exactly. Okay. Now, starting from the very beginning, we're going to actually have it here. We don't see a threat. When we see a threat, we just put your hands up for now. That's our threat. And we kind of bring it off, but we don't try to bring it off like we have a weapon in our hands. We bring it off just calmly like you just did there. Just, I have it in my hands. So start from the beginning, hands are down. He sees the threat. Distraction. Wrap. Okay. And he throws it to his partner. Okay. That went by really fast. So it was film Joe's whole thing. Okay? Then keep filming. I'm going to say something in after it. That went by really fast, and it was hard to see what Joe was doing, but when he did this wrap, let's just go straight into the wrap. When he did this wrap, he went really quick here. He's not just, popping and running away. He's breaking this arm, and he's doing this attack really fast, and then he's popping away. So it's important to notice that when you're breaking the arm, and you can exaggerate it a little bit, and you can kind of show that when that's coming in, and you're here, and you're boom, and you're slamming this arm really up, and then you're popping and you're going, but you're taking this with you. And then you get it into a way where you can use it. Now, when I have this, we're doing it in the technique as the same thing, but it's also a separate technique. This is where it goes. So when you guys are done, imagine it's separate. Anthony's not the same opponent. Maybe it's somebody else. Or maybe it is. Maybe you broke his arm and he still comes and you decide to get rid of the scarf and run. But it goes right here. Because here, it's invisible. And then I throw it out. So once I get back, I get to here, I can put it down to here, I can have my hands up, and then I'm just going to underhand throw it right to him. It goes right to his eyes as a distraction. You don't always have to throw into the face, right? Another thing that I can do is I can hold like this. See if you can notice a difference. When he comes in at me, boom, right? See the difference there? Instead of giving him and distracting and running, and the benefit of throwing something is they will usually try to catch it or add that flinch. What I'm doing different here is I'm actually holding the end of it when I peel it down into my hands, and I keep a hold of that part so that when I release it, I still have it. So when he comes in, boom, I still have it, and I have it like this. Now, if this was a chain or something with a weight on it, I can be using that weight, and I still have my weapon. So I can still distract and still have it here. It comes in. This, it's coming just like this. Boom. Just like that. Straight in. If I get a little bit of distance, you can see it. Boom. How it snaps out. It has this sort of snap. Boom. Like that. And so when it comes in at me, bam! I can snap it and pull it back like a whip. Like boom! And pull it back. You feel me? Okay, so this is the drill. We're going to have it around our necks. When I see a threat, his hands go up, maybe something happens, that's when my hands will go here, and I'll bring it off, but I'm relaxed. I'm not showing anything, I'm just here. He comes in, boom, I have this part here, as I step back with my left foot, just like this. So he comes in, I step back as a distraction. He comes in again, I step forward this time, and as I step forward, I use my arm and my legs. So my arms are doing this wrap, and my legs are stepping forward into this break. I snap this hand right here really quick to help get a little break in that elbow. I pop with the hips, and I take this with me as I roll it down into my hand here. Then I have it behind the leg so it's hidden, and my hands are up. he comes in, I throw it to him as my attack and my defense. I throw it to him. Now he has it, and he's going to do the same drill, and we do that back and forth like tennis. So now you have it around your neck, and now you watch, observe. His hands go up, you come it down, step back, wrap, and wrap. Step forward when you wrap. Okay. We're not doing the choke on this one. We're broadening the distance between one side and the attacker. So we're distracting, stepping back, wrapping, bringing it down, arm break, creating distance, getting in our hands and throwing it. Okay. And then he goes. So now start it over. What's really important to remember about self-defense, a lot of it is theory and concepts and mind training. That's what we have in the personal security course. It's mind, body, technique. Mind comes first. So when we're like this, we're training how we might move or how we might react. So we have to think about these in steps from right now until we get the natural reaction. So I am not doing anything with this until I see him go into offensive position. When I see this, now I'm teaching myself to do this. This is called preparation. This is called creating balance. If you look at my body, when I see a threat, he does that. See a threat, I come with preparation, preparing myself, and then I lower my center of gravity, preparing. But I'm using this as his hands go up to do that. Whereas if you notice when he went, he just went off already into the move, which is fine, but you're completely missing now the theory in the mind of what you're doing and why you're doing it. So when we're doing techniques and we're working with each other, we want to remember that his hands are going up, that's when I do this, right? And I keep my center of gravity. As opposed to just going like this and saying, okay, I'm ready, and then having it in reverse. And I'll film this one. Okay. You're still filming. So we're going to be working on creating the distance between oneself and the attacker, and we're doing this with an arm lock, but it's the same thing. Right now, Joe is standing in front of me, and you come a little closer so I don't have to yell, but Joe is standing in front of me. If I want to create distance between myself and my opponent, my attacker, I can just step away. That's one, right? I can just step back. Another I could do is push and step back, and that's the concept we're working on. When we get this arm lock, and we have this break here, boom, I break it, and then I step away. However, I can also break it and pop him with my hips and step away. Very much like the push and step away. So I go here, I break it, boom, and I pop, and I run in this direction. His knee is out here, boom, I can also pop into this knee, bam, right there. So I can pop my hips, or I can pop into the knee. And the knee helps me create a little bit more time to get away, because it straightens that leg, and maybe they would fall down, I can get some distance. So I can either pop away and run, or I can drop down onto that knee, which straightens the leg like this. And if you look at it from the side, right here, you can see the knee here, you can see how the mechanics work. So keep the view on the knees right here. So watch the leg. Once I straighten it, and I get it straight here, and I keep putting pressure on it, that's where he'll fall back, because the knee gets straight, and then you get pushed down, and you lock back, and that's where it gives me a little bit more time to get away. So those are the two that after we get that break, popping into the hips, or down onto that knee here.